Welcome everyone to today's webcast, Editing Pipe Runs More Efficiently in Civil 3D. My name is Todd Tilford, a Senior Technical Specialist at ATG. I will be presenting this webcast. If you have any questions during the webcast, please add it to the chat. I will be around after the presentation to answer any questions. If you can't get your questions today answered, we will follow up with an email. Let's get started. Although Civil 3D has some great pipe design tools, there are some glaring gaps. CTC pipe designer tools within the SIM project suite are designed to fill those gaps. In today's webcast, we will be going over how do we currently modify pipe networks in Civil 3D now? What is the SIM project suite? We will then go over pipe designer, pipe planner, parts tagger, and parts swapper. Then I'll go into Civil 3D for a live demo. Modifying pipe networks in Civil 3D now. Modeled pipe networks are great design and drafting aids. However, modifying their attributes is a pain and tedious process. You can go and edit pipe networks within the panorama, but are limited on designing certain pipe runs and inverts. You can edit pipe inverts within the properties, but only one by one, and that could take some time. Let's talk about some of the pros inside Civil 3D. The pros is they're all 3D parts. They have detailed properties. But the cons are these are not design tools. Users must edit parts one at a time. What is SIM Project Suite? SIM Project Suite is a robust design tool within Civil 3D for grading, sheet production, corridors, pipe networks, and surveying. Just by utilizing just one of these tools will pay for itself in the long run. These tools will improve sheet production with automated labeling, dynamic plan and profile sheets, automatic legends, grading models and dynamic site grading, corridor targeting, automation, corridor splitting and merging, work more efficiently with pipe networks, plus manage multiple survey code standards and improve survey database workflows. Today, we will be talking about the CTC pipe tools within SIM Project Suite. Pipe Designer works within Civil 3D. Users can edit pipe networks within a spreadsheet editor inside Civil 3D. Users can design by invert or by slope. Users can modify structure and pipe properties. Pipe Planner, users can import, export pipe networks to and from Excel within Civil 3D. Users can edit parameters in Excel and then import the changes back into Civil 3D, updating pipe networks. Users can create custom manhole schedules, pipe depths, reports, and detailed quantity takeoffs. Parts Tagger will allow users to populate grate, casting, and other values to multiple pipes and structures at once. It will help users automate detailed pipe and manhole schedules and pipe and structure labeling. Users could quickly assign or reassign the reference surface and their reference alignments for both pipes and structures. Parts Swapper will allow users to swap multiple parts, both pipes and structures, in a single command. Users can select in plan or profile view or by pipe network. These tools will allow users to update entire sections of your pipe networks at once. demo. Okay, now that I'm into the software, I just wanted to go over how we edit pipe runs now in Civil 3D. And this could be a tedious task. In this drawing, I have two different pipe networks, a pipe network and some profile views. And I just kind of wanted to go over how do we edit these in Civil 3D now? I mean, I can go over and select the structure and look at the structure properties. I can edit this pipe run, but it's a tedious task. Once you get into here, you have to go and edit one by one. So what I thought I would show you is how do I edit this and get a slope all the way from here and do my day-to-day. Excuse me. Well, if I wanted to edit this pipe run and I wanted to go and make this all, let's say I want to design this at 0.5%, I would have to go and edit this pipe run one by one. I could go into the edit pipe network, and this gives you all the different things that are in my pipe network. But what happens if I wanted to just edit certain pipe runs? I would have to know what those structure names are within my pipe network. Say I had two different roads that I wanted to edit. I couldn't pull two different surfaces, two different alignments, and toggle between the two. I would have to know the structures names. How we edit pipes now? If I go and have to edit a pipe, I would have to come over here, get the value, interpolate the distance, and then apply the slope. How do I swap parts? If I swap part, I have to swap, right-click, swap the part, and choose the new part and hit OK. Well, what happens if I wanted to do swap two parts? It doesn't give me those. It doesn't give me that option. What happens if I wanted to swap parts in profile view? Doesn't give me that option. So basically what I'm getting at is if I have to design this run, that the engineer have given me some parameters that I have to design this to, I'll have to go in and edit this one by one by one by one. And that's what we're gonna do. I kind of wanted to show you what it takes to design this run from start to finish and what the time it takes to edit this pipe run. And then we'll jump into the Sim project suite and show you the power of editing these on the fly, quick. So the engineers asked me to go ahead and take this pipe run and go ahead and run it at a 0.5% all the way down to the downstream. To do that, I would have to come to this pipe, pick the pipe, open up my calculator, and interpolate those slopes. So I want to go ahead and just design this whole pipe run. We're going to use a 0.5% all the way across this run. So let me go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this. I'm going to see the start and the end. I'm going to go over to the 2D length, and I'm going to calculate, interpolate 0.5%. So I'm going to type in 191.46 times 0.005 equals. Now I have to minus this from the start invert. Minus 770 equals. And I have to copy this value, copy, and put it in the end value. Now I got my slope. Now you can see in profile view that it's starting to change. Now I want to match inverts, and that's what we're going to do for this run is match inverts from the upstream to the downstream. So now to match inverts, I have to go into the structure, structure properties, make sure I know what pipe it is. It does allow me to highlight it, copy that value, pick the other pipe, and paste the invert and hit apply. Now you can see in profile view that they're matching inverts. Hit OK, go to the second run, pick the pipe, and do the same operation over. As you can see, this is very tedious. We'll go ahead and do this pipe, 198.15 times 0.005 equals minus the start, 769.04 equals, copy the value, paste the value, and you can start to see my pipe runs is starting to move in profile view at that 0.5%. Now I got to go back into the structure, go to structure properties, and match those inverts again. I'm going to go ahead and copy. Oh, I'm pulling from the wrong. Go ahead and copy and match inverts here. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and modify this one. The same process. We are going to go to the structure. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we do this one? We're here. We're going to go into the structure. Did we match this property? Just want to see. So we did match the inverts here. But as you can see, it's not a visual process. I have to kind of pick pipes just to get these to know what I'm working with. So I'm going to go ahead and update this pipe 3. And I calculate it. We're going to do 198.24 times 0.005 equals minus from the start 68.05 equals, copy the value. And as you can see how this is starting to really take effect and take a while to update this one run from here to here. I'll go ahead and bring this in a little bit so you can see this start to change. Okay, we're going to go ahead and modify pipe run 4. Oh, I got to match. I am not matching inverts on this one. I have to select the structure. See that run. See that run, copy, paste, apply, hit OK. Let's go ahead and do this one. Pipe properties. Oh, pick this one. And my whole point to this is just to show you what it takes to modify this pipe run, is that I have to go in and interpolate each pipe slope. And I just wanted to show you what the time it takes to go and edit this all at a 0.5% run. So let's go ahead and complete this. We're going to go 198.90 times 0.005. Take that value, and we're going to go ahead and minus it from the start. 67.06 equals. Copy this value. Paste the value. And then there it goes. It's starting to come alive. I've edited 1, 2, 3, 4 pipe runs. So let's go ahead and finish this off. Okay, we're gonna have to go here and what one is this one? This one is from 4 or 5 to 6. Nope, this is pipe 5. We're gonna go to pipe 5. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna clear it. We're gonna move, this one is 201. 0.54 times 0.005 equals 1 minus the start copy this value, paste, and we're almost there. We're almost there. Let's go ahead and modify and match inverts on structure 6A. We're going to go to that value. We'll copy it, copy to the next, paste, hit apply, and hit OK. Now we're going to go and edit this last run with my calculator. 764. Oh nope, the length 133.63 times 0.005 equals minus the start 764.94 equals, getting a little rhythm here. Copy, paste the value. There we go. So now let's go one more time for the last run. Let's go ahead and copy this invert. Oh, wrong one. We're going to go ahead and match inverts, apply, hit OK. Let's go ahead and finish editing this one. Again, to the calculator, clear 117.40 times 0.005 equals, minus the start is 764.27 equals, and we will paste this last one in. And of course, we have to move that sump down a little bit. There. And I have just sit there and designed this pipe run from here to here. I don't know how long that took, but as you can see, I had to do this one by one. I had to use the calculator to calculate all the slopes and interpolate all those pipe slopes. What happens if the engineer says, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and run that at a 0.4%. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and drop the pipe network a foot. You know what? Let's raise it 2 foot. I would have to go back and edit all that what I just did over and over again as the design changes. So I just wanted to show you some of the processes it is in Civil 3D to design a pipe run. What about swapping out parts? We just talked about it. Say the engineer wants all these pipes to be 36 inches. Okay, if I start to swap out parts and say I swap this part out for a 36 inch, that means this slope's going to change. And once I start coming down this road, these are going to start to be 0. And I'm going to have to edit this run over again at that 0.4 or 0.5% slope as I swap out parts. So that's where the tedious is in Civil 3D. They're just not design tools. You know, why can't I just go from here to here and say, hey, run that at a 0.5%. You know what? Let's go ahead and drop it at one, drop the whole run at 1 foot. And those are the tools you would think in Civil 3D it would already be there. So that's why Sim Project Suite is a great add-on to Civil 3D. It provides those tasks just to design the tools, design the pipe runs the way that you feel that they should be. You have control. You can modify a whole pipe run at once. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Sim Project Suite. The Sim Project Suite from CTC Tools, you will install it and it will give you a ribbon with all these wonderful tools that will help automate so many different tasks in Civil 3D. Things that I think that should have been in Civil 3D, but you know, they don't. This is our wish list, I suppose. But some of these tools are really great, and any of these tools that you would use in your workflow will pay for itself. Today, we're just going to be working in the pipes, just as I've showed you, but I just wanted to start going through these tools to show you how fast I can edit these pipe runs and modify these. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Pipe Designer. If you go into the ribbon and you click Pipe Designer, it's going to ask me, select first connected network. I can pipe or structure. I can pick them in plan view. I can pick them in profile view. Excuse me. I can go back into the software and reselect them after the fact. For right now, we're going to go ahead and pick from downstream to upstream. Once I do that, you'll see that those structures are from 8 to 1. So I pick from downstream to upstream. I could go back out and reselect those. And let's say I want to do it from upstream to downstream. Now you can see, based on the run, how I picked them, it's reversed. Now it starts with 1, 2, 3, and so forth. I can go back and reselect the tools. I could pick only 1 or 2 or 3 of these that I want to design. Or if I don't know what I'm looking for, I can hit zoom and zoom out to an area that I'm looking to define by still being in the tool. In this interface, all these tools in here, or this interface is an Excel spreadsheet, basically. So I can do any kind of functions I can do in Excel, I can do within this spreadsheet. Now, they are, if you look at this, the things that are in white are editable. The other things that are not in gray are not editable. I could grab, just like in Excel, and say I wanted to add a sump. I could come over here, maybe add a foot sump to all the structures by just grabbing it and then pulling it all down. I could come over here and say I wanted to run that minus 0.5 slope and pull that one all the way down. But as you notice, nothing has changed yet. I haven't applied the changes. So everything is still live in here, and I have not pushed it out to the software yet. There's different methods. I could match inverts. As you see, I hit match invert, these slopes will change. I can match crowns and overts. I could just edit the elevations if I like. You can push pipe run editing and adding pipe rules and structure rules. You could give it some of the behavior. Invert, crown, overt, or top of pipe. Structures, sump or invert. But let's go ahead and start running some of these tools. I could come over here and renumber, but let's go ahead and give it some of that. I went ahead and gave it that 0.5%, and that's what we did in the last exercise. That took a couple minutes just to perform. And I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. Oh, and I match crowns. So let me, if you look over here, it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. So let me go ahead and revise that. So I'm going to match inverts like the last exercise that we did. I'm going to go ahead and not drop anything across it because we didn't do that in the last exercise. I'm going to change all that across and pull that down. And then I'm going to apply that slope, but this time I'm going to match the inverts. I'll pull this to the side. Let's go ahead and apply. And now, once I hit apply and you hit OK, you can see I designed that whole pipe run that quick. And as you saw me in the last exercise, this took me a while. I had to go in structures, I had to match inverts, I had to use my calculator to calculate the slope and interpolate this run. You know, that's just the power of Pipe Designer. It's one of my favorite tools for designing pipes. If I go and hit the tool again, it keeps the, I can go and select these tools again. And it shows me all the values. But what happens right here? It's like, just say that the engineer asked me, hey, go ahead and, let's go ahead and bring up that pipe run 2 foot. So I can just type in 68, but nothing has changed yet. So once I hit apply, watch this profile view go up 2 foot. Oh, I went the wrong direction. I went down 2 foot. So let's go ahead and do 72. Again, that I haven't applied it, I'll hit apply, and I brought that whole run up 2 foot. And again, in my last exercise, if the engineer had asked me to update this, I would have to go back and recalculate that whole pipe run. What else can I do in here? I can rename structures. So let's say I had, I wanted to give it, say I wanted to start with 10. I could grab it and just like an Excel spreadsheet, it would be 10. Here, you have to give it just like a spreadsheet. I have to say 11. Select both of them, grab it, pull it through, and now I've renumbered those structures. I haven't renumbered them yet because I haven't applied it. It's a very powerful tool. Let's go ahead and apply it. And as you see over here, those structures have been updated with the new structure name. Now these are all movable. So say if I didn't want to move, if I didn't like how these were set up, I could take the inverts and cut the column and paste it over here. I could cut the column and move it back. So these are just like an Excel spreadsheet. I can move cells and columns from left to right. If you go over to the options, you can see all the column display. So right now I'm showing structures, inverts, sump, build, drop, pipe, invert, slope, status. Let me go ahead and add stations. There's stations. If I want to go back, I can just set the defaults and hit OK. And it brings me back how the software came out. Very powerful tool. What's also really great about these tools, if you go up here and hit videos, it'll bring you out to YouTube, where there's a list of tools like Pipe Designer of all kinds of different scenarios that you could do with this tool and learn from it, and pretty much come up with your workflow or workflows that are in the videos. Will really get your head wrapped around. If you hit About, it will show you what version that's installed at the current moment. And these are constantly being updated with revisions to the software, new tools, and so forth. And this is Pipe Designer. Okay, let me go ahead and close out of this. I'm gonna say, yep. You know, let's just talk about some matching overts. I'm not gonna get out of this tool yet because I didn't give you enough. I think that say I wanted to, the engineer asked me to match overts and crowns. So let me show you how I can do that really quickly. So I can pick from downstream to upstream again, hit enter. Here we're going up at a 5% slope. Let's go ahead and match crowns. I'm going to use a 1 factor so it matches the top of those crowns. And something else I wanted to point out is these cells that are in red are pulling from the the pipe rules and structure rules, showing that it has to have a 0.1 drop. They probably have that the minimum is a 0.6 and I'm using a 0.5. So it's letting me know that I'm breaking some rules in the pipe rules or the structure rules. So these are something to think about too, as these are read and so forth. So let me go ahead and hit apply. You know what? Let's go ahead and also drop a 10th across all the structures. Go ahead and pull that down. Hit apply. I'll say okay. And as you can kind of go in here, you will see I did it backwards. I'm going up a 10th. So let me go ahead and fix that. This time I'm going to pick from down or upstream to downstream. And we'll pick enter. And then it's going there, but see, I'm getting these is backwards. So let me go ahead and point that back down, pull this down again. Now it should give me the results that I'm looking for. We'll go ahead and apply, hit okay. And now I'm matching crowns. And if you go in here, I'm dropping that 10th all the way across all these structures. Powerful tool, powerful tool. Let's go ahead and move on to the pipe planner. Now, pipe planner is going to allow you to create a list. This will be where you create pretty much what you're going to export to an Excel spreadsheet. You can select it by networks. Right now I have nothing selected, so there's no properties in these values. I can go to all. It's not giving me anything, but let me go ahead and hit a storm. I haven't pushed anything from left to right, and that's kind of how it works. So if I wanted to come and just say, okay, let me go ahead and pull everything over, I can click that. And it brought all the structures of the structures and the pipes. I'm missing values over here, so we'll build some. See if I can bring in just something so you could see. And what I did over here is I've created some templates where I've already created this, and I'll show you this in a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So structures, I can come over here and pull them all back. I could pick just a couple and push them over. I could go out into the software and choose what I want to bring over. And the pipes. And then once then I could start to sit there and start to build these. And just like in Pipe Designer, you can move these around. Remove column. And what it means by removing the column is now that I'm going to get it out of the Excel spreadsheet area that will not be exported. So when I remove the column, it goes back over here in this properties list. And that's how you start to build these Excel spreadsheets to be exported. So if I wanted to come over here and say there's different properties for the structures, say I wanted to see the surface adjustment value, I could push that over. There's 0. I could see let me give it something, the pipe N, the name. I could give it, there's so many different properties in here. So basically what you're going to end up doing is whatever your standards are within your office that you're wanting to see to create an Excel spreadsheet for a report, you can move all these properties to start to build your report. You could do a manhole schedule, pipe depth schedule, and then you can basically Once you get these all in here, you can export it out, which we will be doing soon, and edit some of these values and then import it back into Civil 3D and update your pipe runs. Similar like SSA, but back, but the old school way of bringing it in through an Excel spreadsheet. And that's how most people really prefer it sometimes today. Once we get these values the way that we like it, we could go ahead and save them. Let's do a new one and we'll save. And then I can create, let's just do another structure here. Copy, paste, and we'll use this for 2. Save it. And now I've saved this out as a template. Now, once I save this out as a template, I can disperse this to all my other CAD users in my office. So I may have something I can set up, create, give it to my users. They can come over here and load it. And find the path, drop it in that folder, and then import this back in there to see what I wanted to see from my office. So let me go ahead and load that one. And this is the one I created and saved earlier, where I was doing manning, coefficients, and so forth. It's a really powerful tool. Now, let's talk about exporting this data out. So when you come over here, you have a create a new sheet or write to an existing sheet. So when I create a new sheet, I could create a brand new Excel spreadsheet where all this data will be exported into that Excel spreadsheet. If I write to an existing, say I already had a Excel spreadsheet with hydrology calcs or some other calculations within that sheet that I've referenced data back and forth, I can go through inside those and look at those sheets. Now this one has a whole bunch of different things that I've pushed out, but I could overwrite those with the data. So when I export this out, it will go out and overwrite the Excel spreadsheet tabs, pipe, and structure within that Excel spreadsheet. If I want to create a new one, I can go out, right click, go to new, create a spreadsheet. We'll go ahead and copy this one. We'll call this 3. Select it, open it, and now it's going to go out and overwrite and put all, not overwrite, but add these sheets into that Excel spreadsheet. Now you have a little bit of options here. You can include all the headers. That's all these up here. You can add all the structure and pipes on a separate tab, or they could all be on the same tab. Just like Pipe Designer, all these grayed out areas are uneditable, but all these white areas are editable. And just like what I did, if I wanted to change all these manning coefficients, I could come over here, hit 5, just like the Pipe Designer, and push those values through there. If I wanted to rename pipes, I could come here, do 10, and I could select this here. Oh, I gotta still divot that 11, just like Excel, kind of start it a little bit and push those through. Now I've done a little bit of edits. Let's go ahead and export this out to a new Excel spreadsheet. Now, before I export, I could apply this, and this would apply into the drawing right now. But just like the Pipe Designer, I have not applied anything in Civil 3D to the drawing. So let's go ahead and export this out. It's going to ask me the output spreadsheet file already exists. The command will update the file and changes cannot be done. Do you want to continue? And I will say yes. Once I do that, the Excel spreadsheet structure pipes 3 is now populated, and it's showing me the pipe and the structures that were in that Excel spreadsheet that I pushed out. Now I can make changes in here. Like say I want to make this all these pipes. Let's say I want to make these all 36. I could come here, grab all these pipes here. Oop. Just do the same thing I did before, make this 36. Pull it through. And now these are all 36-inch pipes. I could save it. And now I could I could save this and import it back into Civil 3D, and all those pipes will change to 36. Before I get out of here, I can also write to an existing spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and since I'm going to use that same one, well, once I'm going to an existing spreadsheet and I've went out here and I've picked structure pipes 3, I'm mapped to it. Now you can see those different tabs inside the Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit structures, pipes. I'm going to go ahead and export that out again. And you can see now I'm back where I edited it before, and it overwrite that 36-inch pipe that I pushed through. So let's go ahead and do that again so you can see the change, or we'll just go ahead and make it all 48-inch pipe. Let's go ahead and grab that and push it all the way here. And then we'll save it. Close it. Now I'm not going to go ahead and apply it because we're just going to go into the software, hit OK. And I think I changed that, or I did not, or we changed it to 36. So we're going to change all these to a 36-inch pipe. We'll come back over to the pipe planner, and then we're going to import the spreadsheet. When you hit the import spreadsheet, this dialog box is going to pop up. It's going to want me to go out and grab that Excel spreadsheet that I created, hit open. And once I do that, you're going to see the tabs that are in that that Excel spreadsheet. So we're going to go ahead and just, I don't think we changed any structures. We're just going to add pipes. Floating here. And then now that you can see this, you can see parts not found in the drawing, but pipes to be updated. So now all these pipes right here are 48 inches. We know that once I hit import, these pipes now are going to be 48 inches. So we're going to go ahead and hit import. It's going to let me know it updated successfully, and I hit OK. Now, I just threw it in there, but now it's updated all those pipes. So if the engineer did his hydrology, changed some pipe sizes, I could grab that spreadsheet, bring that back into Civil 3D, and update all the sizes to my pipe network. Let's go back into Pipe Designer. Oh, not Pipe Designer, Pipe Planner. So let's just talk about some of these things that you can do. So you can basically do a manhole schedule. So if I went over here and didn't want to do all these pipes, I could move them all over here. I could come in here and have all my pipes, add different values, the stationing and so forth, and then export that out to do a manhole schedule. But what about doing a pipe depth report? So I created one earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and load it, and then we'll go ahead and load that. And I want to show you how the control. So I went over here, and inside the filter over here, I used pipe depth and added this all over here. Let me show you how that works. Let me take these all out, because right now it's giving me all the pipe depths at 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. But basically I want to remove this column, and then I'm just going to type the filter so I could filter some of these properties so I don't have to go through them all. So I'm going to go ahead and again add pipe depth, move it over. It's going to run a calculation, and it's going to give me all those pipe lengths and the depths, 3 to 4 foot depth, 4 to 5. But how does that calculate it? Because I can change those values. If you go over to options, this is where it's being controlled. Right now I'm doing a range at 1. If I change that to 2, and I'm just still using top, but I just wanted to show you I can do it by invert, crown, or bottom, but we're going to use top. I'm going to hit OK. Now look at 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 11 to 13. Whatever you're looking to find that range for this report, you can change it in the options. Then again, you can create a brand new sheet, export it out. Oh, bad sheet, something I've been overwriting. And let me do that again. We're going to create it. We're going to go back out. I had it picking the other Excel spreadsheet. We'll go ahead and pick this one. Okay. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to create a new one. Come in here, type in pipe. Shoot, got some caps on. Report. Oh, let's just go ahead and copy this real quick. Name that spreadsheet. We'll call this 3. We'll go ahead and select it, hit open. It's going to create new sheets within there. We're going to export that out. I'm going to say yes. Now, if we go to the pipe run, we have all our depths in an Excel spreadsheet. Now, if I wanted to, as you saw in the software, I can move all this data down and export it to, say, B1, and all this data would be down here. Up here, I could put the name of the company, the report, the date, and anything that I want based on my company up here. And then write to B1 and have all this data be put down here. So you do have a little bit of control of where this data in an Excel spreadsheet will be exported to. And what I mean by that is once you select, write to an existing sheet, I can change. It could be B1. Start at 2. And then update that spreadsheet. Really powerful tools in here. Pipe Planner really takes that editing outside the box. You may have your engineers doing calculations, doing those hydrology calcs and so forth. And if you wanted to do some hydrology calcs, you could also, you can add the catchment areas to your runs. Let's see. Let me see where this is. No, it's in here. Time of concentration, the name. So I can just grab all that, export that data out. And now, if any of my structures had a catchment group in there with all the names, the areas, the time of concentration, all these values would be populated. And again, I could export it out to an Excel spreadsheet, maybe my hydrology Excel spreadsheet, and then pull that data to do my calculations, update the pipe sizes, and then export it out into and bring it back into Civil 3D and update all my pipe sizes. Pipe Planner is a great tool. Now that we went over piped planner, I'm going to move on, and we're going to talk about parts tagger. Parts tagger is a great tool that allows you to edit data that's within the structures and the pipes. So if I had, like the way I love about this tool, say I was working on a road project and I had two different roads. They may have two different alignments. They may have two different surfaces that I have to sample to. So in the project edit that I discussed earlier, if you right click and edit the network, I have to go and figure out what each pipe and each surface is on that road, so I can move that surface, reference surface, the reference alignment to it. So the parts tagger will do this all for me. So, and if I had to go in here, that means I would have to come in here just for each road, go to structure properties, go to properties, and then see their reference alignment. Pick here, and then choose it. Again, one by one by one. So if I wanted to do this all at once, the parts tagger will let me pick the tool, pick the pipes, oh, I wonder if it will go all the way down to the end here. Nope. And hit enter. And parts tagger will allow me to edit all that data that's in all those structures or pipes. So these are all the data that's in the structures. This is all the data that's in the properties, but I can edit all at once. So I could come in here and it doesn't have a material. I could say concrete. I could give it the frame type's going to be standard. It could be standard. Cover could be standard. I can, sometimes you want to drop the manhole, or the surface value. You can do that also. I could give it a sump depth. We'll go ahead and give it 1. I could show you the reference surface. We're going to go reference the finished ground. We're going to go ahead and reference the main street. We're going to go to the pipes. We're also going to choose the reference surface. Say there was a manning coefficient, I can push all that information out. I could say the apparent alignment, main, and then I could also add all parts, and I can kind of use some of these tools to clear the selection or go out and actually pick some parts again using some of these tools. So I'm going to hit apply. And hit OK. Let me see what this alignment is. It's going to be main, but you can see over here, it's when and add all the casting. I'm not sure why I didn't grab some of the station offset, maybe because I picked over here. But as you can see, I was able to grab all those pipes all at once and push that data all the way through here. So if I had another road up here and I wanted to do another, say this was road A, I could go and pick it all at once and then push all those references, alignments and structures to that reference alignment to road A, and then do the same thing. If I was in the editor, I would have to know what all these structures were to apply it, and then hit control and pick and choose. And it just doesn't give me something that I could design with. I have to honestly go in here and right click and then structure properties and edit these values. And that is the part tagger. That's also a quick, great tool. Now part swapper is a free tool in the Sim project suite, but it doesn't give you a lot of like swapping parts, right? So if you're swapping parts that I showed you earlier, you can only swap parts one by one. I can't pick two and swap parts. Part swapper will allow me, oh, let me show you something else. I also cannot swap parts in profile view. So that's cool thing about this tool. So in part swapper, I can pick this tool and I could pick, let's say I want to update all these pipe runs to a 40-inch, 36-inch pipe or a 48-inch pipe. I can go over here. Let's say I'll just do one manhole, hit enter. It tells me what I selected. This is the parts list. And now I'm going to replace the structure. So let's come over here. We're going to go ahead and change this to maybe a 72-inch catch basin. And then we're going to replace the pipes. We're going to go ahead and use concrete pipe. And I said we were going to move this all up to a 48-inch. And I'm going to hit OK. And just like that, I have selected all the pipes all at once and swapped them all to a 48-inch pipe. It's a really good tool. So where do you get these tools? Where can we get these tools? You can go to www.ctcsoftware.com, and then you'll be able to go to their website and download. You have free trials. You can, once you download it, you have some free tools that you'll have access to. And then you get all these different videos, things about the tool, Label Genie, Data Wizard, Sheet Generator, Corridor Cleanup, AutoGrader are all within the Sim Project Suite. We went over just the pipe design tools today, but what a handful of great tools. If you want to check us out, subscribe to our ATG social media, stay in the loop on LinkedIn. You can see plenty of videos on YouTube of workflows and plenty of videos of ATG doing workflows. And that will be it. Thank you. And thank you for your time. My name is Todd Tilford, Technical Specialist at ATG. And I'm not seeing anything in the chat. So I really appreciate your time. And thank you for logging in to our webcast today. Thank you.